Hi friends, welcome to English Study Point. Today in this video lecture I am going to explain you Bulle Shah's verses. So let's start with an introduction. Bulle Shah was a Punjabi Sufi poet, humanist, philosopher. He was regarded as the crown jewels of Punjabi literature. He was associated with Sufi tradition of Islam. He writes poetry in the form of Kafi, which is a style of Punjabi Sindhi poetry. His poetry transcends above communal divisions of caste, creed, and religious orthodoxy, and in his poetry tells about spiritual and universal truths. Now this is first verse composed by Bulle Shah, which is titled as Bulla Ki Jana. Bulle, I know not whom am I. First of all, this Bulle Shah was a famous Punjabi Sufi poet and philosopher, and this is a term used to express a kind of excitement or astonishment. And then he says, I know not whom am I. So here Bulle Shah talks about his lack of knowledge about his true self or identity. This line emphasizes his quest for self discovery and spiritual enlightenment. Then, not a believer inside the mosque am I. Here he states that he does not follow religious rituals or practices within the confines of a mosque. This can be seen as a rejection of the dogmatic aspects of organized religion, nor a pagan disciple of false rites. So here he distances himself from those who blindly follow idol worship or rituals that do not align with his personal beliefs or understanding of spirituality. Then, not the pure amongst the impure. He acknowledges that he does not consider himself to be morally superior or holier than others. This reflects his humble attitude towards human imperfections and flaws. Then he says, neither Moses nor the Pharaoh. So here, by mentioning Moses as well as Pharaoh here, he is alluding to the dichotomy. Dichotomy means division between a prophet and a tyrant ruler. He suggests that he does not align himself with either extreme and chooses a kind of different spiritual path that is not confined to traditional religious figures. Then again he repeats this line, Bulle, I know not whom am I. And then he says, not in the holy Vedas am I. So here he states that he does not find himself in the ancient Hindu scriptures known as the Vedas. This line indicates that his detachment from traditional religious texts and his search for deeper spiritual truths that is beyond religious boundaries. Then, nor in opium, neither in wine. Here he rejects the idea that he can find his true self in the intoxication of substances like opium or wine. This is a kind of metaphorical statement which suggests that he does not seek solace or enlightenment through external means or material pleasures. Then, not in the drunkard's craze. So here he further emphasizes that he does not align himself with the wild behavior or altered states of consciousness which is associated with a drunken person. This implies that he is not seeking his true self through external experiences or sensory indulgences. Then in last line he says, neither awake nor in a sleeping days. He negates the state of being awake or asleep as the means to discover his true self. This particular line suggests that he transcends the distinction between waking reality and dreamlike states, and in a way he is pointing towards a higher spiritual consciousness. Here again he repeats the same line, Bulle, I know not whom am I, in happiness nor in sorrow am I. So here he is stating that his true self or essence does not fluctuate or depend on external circumstances such as joy or sadness. He remains unaffected by the ups and downs of his life, neither clean nor a filthy mire. He is emphasizing that he cannot be categorized as either pure or impure. He is beyond such dualities and transcends conventional notions of good and bad, not from water nor from earth. This line suggests that he does not originate from the elements of water or earth, and it implies that his existence is not limited to the physical realm or the material world. Neither fire nor from air is my birth. So here he explains that he does not come into existence through the elements of fire or air. He is not bound by limitations of these elements, which indicates his transcendence that is beyond the material and elemental world. Then Bhule, I know not whom am I, not an Arab nor Lahori. So here he asserts that he does not identify with a specific geographical or cultural background. He does not consider himself to be Arab or from Lahore, which indicates that he transcends regional associations, neither Hindi nor Nagori. So here he distances himself from any specific linguistic or cultural identity. He is not Hindi or Nagori, which suggests that he does not identify solely with any particular language or regional customs. Then Hindu, Turk nor Peshawari. So what here he tries to say that first of all he rejects the labels of being Hindu, Turk or Peshawari, which indicates that he does not align himself with any religious or ethnic group. He transcends such divisions and emphasizes his universality and oneness with all sorts of people existing in this world. Nor do I live in Nandon. So here he states that he does not reside in Nandon, which is a specific place in India. This line emphasizes his detachment from any specific location or geographical boundaries. Bule, I know not whom am I, secrets of religion I have not known. Here he asserts that he does not possess or understand the intricate and hidden aspects or secrets of religion. This particular line suggests that his spiritual journey is not confined by religious doctrines or dogmas. From Adam and Eve, I am not born. Here, Bulle Shah distances himself from the conventional origin story of humanity, which states that he does not claim to be descended from Adam and Eve. This line can also be interpreted as a metaphor for his belief in a deeper and more transcendent understanding of existence. I am not the name I assume. Here he rejects the notion of being defined or confined by the labels or names given to him. He suggests that his true identity or his true essence cannot be captured or limited by a specific identity or title, not in stillness nor on the move. This line suggests that he, in this particular line, expresses that he does not exist or reside solely in a state of stillness or constant movement, which further implies that he is not limited to or defined by a specific state of being, but rather he transcends the division between stillness and movement. Bule, I know not whom am I am the first, I am the last. Here he asserts that he exists as both the beginning and the end. This can be interpreted as a statement of his timeless and eternal nature. None other have I ever known. Here he declares that he has not known or recognized any other being or entity besides himself. This can be seen as a metaphor for his belief in his own individual consciousness and spiritual awareness. I am the wisest of them all. So this particular line, he tries to claim to be the wisest among all human beings. This suggests that he possesses a deep wisdom and understanding that surpasses the knowledge of others. Bule, do I stand alone? So here he questions whether he stands alone in his beliefs and perspectives, which reflects his sense of isolation and the possibility that he may be viewed as an outsider or heretic due to his unconventional thoughts and ideas. This is another verse composed by Bule Shah titled as Tere Ishq Nachai. How he starts this particular verse, falling in love with you. First of all, this particular line, Tere Ishq Nachai, refers to mystical concept of ishq, which can be understood as intense and passionate love for the divine. And he intentionally means Bulleh Shah intentionally employs metaphorical language to express his intense longing and desire for union with the divine. Then he says, falling in love with you. This line signifies Bulleh Shah's experience of falling in love with divine was like taking a sip of poison. So here he compares his experience of falling in love to that of consuming poison. And this line can also be interpreted as his recognition that love, while intoxicating and enthralling, can also be painful as well as destructive. Come, my healer, forsaken, I am sad. So here he calls out to his beloved as a source of healer, and he expresses his feeling of abandonment and sadness, and he tried to seek solace and comfort in his presence, means divine's presence. This is another lines of the same particular verse, which starts with, your love has made me dance like mad. So this is another kind of stanza. Here he expresses the transformative power of love. He describes how being in love with his beloved has made him dance aesthetically as if he is mad, and this particular line can be understood as his way of expressing the intense joy and elation that love brings. The sun has set, its flush only is left. So this particular line is used as a kind of metaphor to describe the state of his heart. He compares the setting of the sun to the fading of his own life and vitality, while the remaining flush represents the lingering passion and longing that he still feels for his beloved. I will give my life for a glimpse of you. So here he expresses the depth of his love and longing. He is willing to sacrifice his own life just for a brief glimpse or encounter with his beloved. This showcases the intensity of his desire for union and closeness with the divine. My fault, I came not when you bait. So here he expresses a kind of regret for not having gone to his beloved when they called or beckoned him. He acknowledges his mistake and perhaps realizes that missing the opportunity to be with the beloved has caused him pain and longing. Your love has made me dance like mad. So this particular line is used to emphasize the impact of love on Bulleh Shah. It serves as a kind of refrain emphasizing how his love for his beloved has completely transformed his state of being, which ultimately causes him to dance aesthetically like someone who is madly in love with someone. This is a kind of another stanza of this same verse titled as Tere Ishq Nachai. How he recites, dissuade me not from the path of love. In this line, Bulleh Shah affirms his commitment to the path of love despite any discouragement or attempts to dissuade him. He is determined to pursue love and is asking others not to discourage him or divert him from this particular path. Who can hold the boats on the move? Here he uses a metaphor to emphasize the power and force of love. He suggests that just as no one can stop a boat that is moving, no one can hinder or impede the movement of his love for the divine. This line highlights his belief in the unstoppable nature of love for the divine. Stupid, I joined the boatman's squad. So here he refers himself as stupid or someone as foolish for joining the boatman's squad. This can be interpreted as him acknowledging that he willingly embraced the hardships and risk associated with love for the divine. And the boatman's squad can be seen as a metaphor for those who are passionately completely devoted to love and willing to face the challenges that come in the way. Then another line is, your love has made me dance like mad. This line is repeated again and again, which further emphasize the intoxicating and transformative effect of love on Bule Shah. His beloved's love, or his divine love, has brought about a state of aesthetic madness, causing him to dance with joy and exuberance. It reinforces his deep connection to his beloved and the overwhelmingly joy he experiences through this divine love. Now, next stanza is, a peacock calls in the grove of passion. Here he creates a kind of vivid image of a peacock calling out in the grove of passion. This signifies the intense longing and desire that love brings, comparing it to the magnificent and melodious call of the peacock. It also emphasizes the powerful and alluring nature of love. It's Qibla, it's Kaaba where lives my love. So, in Islamic faith, the Qibla is the direction towards which Muslim face during prayer, and the Kaaba is the prayer house in Makkah. So Bulle Shah metaphorically indicates that his true love resides in the depths of his heart, which serves as his spiritual center. And through this line, he emphasizes the deep connection and devotion he has towards his beloved. Then he says, "You asked not once after you stabbed." So here he addresses someone who has hurt him or betrayed him, expressing his surprise at the lack of remorse or concern they have shown. Despite being wounded, he feels the pain deeply but finds it astonishing that the person who caused him harm shows no remorse. Your love has made me dance like mad. Again, this line is repeated from the previous verse, which continues to highlight the transformative power of love on Bulle Shah. He is driven to dance with madness and ecstasy due to the intensity of his love for divine. It signifies the profound effect that his beloved's love has on him, causing him to lose himself in the bliss of this particular passion. Then Bulle Shah sits at Inayat's door. So here he mentions sitting at the door of Inayat, who is a kind of Sufi saint or spiritual guide. This line indicates his longing for spiritual enlightenment and guidance, and through this line he tries to imply that he seeks solace and wisdom at the door of the divine, and also or he hopes to find answers and understanding in his pursuit of love and truth. Then he says, "Who has dressed me in green and red?" He means Bulle Shah refers to Inayat again, suggesting that his spiritual guide has adorned him with the colors green and red. In Sufism, this green is often associated with spiritual life and growth, whereas this red color represents the passion and intensity of love. And this line symbolizes the transformative influence of spiritual guidance and love on Bulle Shah. Then he says, "And caught me the instant I flew from the pad." So here he acknowledges that his spiritual guide Inayat has rescued him or caught him at the movement when he was about to fly away or lose his way. And it speaks to the importance of having a guide or mentor who saves him from veering off the right path. It implies that Inayat's guidance keeps Bulle Shah grounded and guides him in his pursuit of love and spirituality. Then again he repeats this particular line, "Your love has made me dance like mad." Then with this video lecture ends here. Hope this video lecture will help you in your exams. Thank you.